Forward, the wall holding them back for the moment. Lysor, here backside, dodging that concuss, does get spotted out. Riens collects it through the smoke, finds a kill. Smoke is dropping. Juicy able to find one, trades it back. Seems even, trades it up.
One enemy
also gonna be
remaining.
getting involved. Final shot's gonna go flying across. Two players on the side of Wolves in position to try to go for the flood retake, or if not, just slam the door here in their faces. Minibu does come away with one. Juicy going to be taken down. Second shot there from YU, able to connect. Wants to push forward, denied. The plant money cannot do that, but still will be able to pick up a 3K.
Need that back.
Fairly fair. Bucky in hand for Spring. He's holding close over at A. And Juicy hits the one tap.
Goodness.
Guardian just absolutely obliterate Boo. She'll send the cage to slowly drift across over towards Arc. Spring pushes forward into the smoke, does get flushed out eventually as Riens with the spray will be able to get it to get itself. YU arriving, doesn't hit the shot, but now they consistently have to have heads on swivels. As Lysor on the quick peek, finishes off with Juicy, gets Benji Fishy. And Wolves are about to give themselves a bonus conversion. Riens needing to pull off a miracle. 9 remaining here in the magazine. Green swings out. It's Juicy's 3K. Go. Heretics looking to try to change up the pace a bit. Light spray. Only gonna get a little touch of damage there, but Spring will be able to snap one for the headshot. Boo's gonna be taken down.
Get out here real soon.
Lysor obviously here, hearing that. Does get pinged out. Does get taken down. Minibu with a very nice headshot. Brings him to do so.
Oh.
Benji Fishy though. Yeah, right through the corner. There at alley, gonna be taken down low, and okay, push coming through. That's going to be the transfer connecting. Riens with another headshot, though, now finds himself in a 1v2 situation, trying to clutch us out. Weapon recovered. The Nebula, however, dissipating, gets the spot out, finds the kill! But YU with the headshot! Swaying towards upper, exits the dimensional drift. It's going to be looking for a punish. Spring on the peek out, able to find Woot as he goes back through. YU taken down. Value to be found there from the tour de force, and Spring's flushed out. Lysor still teaming around, gets himself in position to join in with Shufa Baby, but now they find themselves in a 2v4. Boo once again gets the spike planted.
Spike planted.
Be tough to go for this one. Really the haunt and the seas.
Last player standing.
No charges.
Now it may just be a save.
Spot out, but kill cannot be found, and now you've got Boo in pole position to go ahead and get this punish. Will be able to do so. So 4 players surviving. Team Heretics, the Cubby, looking just for a wallbang attempt as the plank gets ready to come through. Otherwise, it's just going to be providing audio here for the team, and moved up and over the top. Ends up getting taken down. Shots on Riens, not quite going to connect. He gets himself out alive as the spike does get planted. That does give a player advantage here to the side of Wolves. Full flash coming through, but Lysor just kind of pushed forward in front of the walls. All crumbling to pieces. Spring Fat Baby do manage to bring this into a 2v2. Hero Theft getting the reveal. Benji Fishy holding his own. Ducks back behind the enemy Cosmic Divide, using it against them.
One enemy
Pushes forward now into the 1v1, but time ticking away, dwindling down. Looking to try to close this one. Boo reading it perfectly that he's not sticking this at all. Backs away, now knows that he has to commit to it. And he will strike, takes the second tap. He gets the kill all the same.
He's got a real opportunity to get very close.
Pixel angle from Boo. Looking very clean. Fat Baby going to be taken down.
And now just a bit of a fallback to wait this out a little bit. I mean, I think they're waiting for their moments to accelerate. Got both of the duelists together, and that's a nice shot from Minibu.
A bit of an off angle.
Juicy identified.
Try to get the wallbang kill. Has been able to do so, but flash out. Minibu just storms the site. And that is quickly going to be the remaining players of Wolves dealt with. Just YU still slowly creeping over to see if he can try to stop this from being a flawless round. Nebula dissipating. Woot's there. Woot is instantaneous with it. Flawless round.
Long here. Avoid this nightfall. Beautiful.
I mean, but Benji Fishy, okay. Gonna be caught off guard a little bit there, point blank. Lysor able to come away with the kill. Invests the ultimate. Weapon's gonna be taken out of their hands. Riens now dead. Woot here inside of the smoke has a shorty. This time had shells loaded up, but only gets the one pump off. Looks like we're down at 55, and this retake from Wolves is looking damn clean. Re-swing out, nothing that Boo can do. Full 5 pacing. Wolves will keep Heretics at arm's length.
Scenes here trying to cut off this A main access. Seems to be a real pain point they want to identify.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Maybe we're just
Seconds left.
just here on the opposite side. He can hear their movements, hear their footsteps, but doesn't know when's going to be safe to try to go for the strike. Woot just get taken down there mid-air. That's why you tries to go out with the headhunter in hand, but does get taken down. 2v4 now. As Wolves try to stretch this lead a little bit further than before, though, and Miniboo already lingering within the smoke. Finds the punish, and Lysor might just have to go for the save. Looks like that is going to be the call. Or at least a quick peek over in towards Secret. Miniboo look like, given that we look to see Heretics committing onto this site. Okay, just pop Spring though. Wow. Pre-firing, able to find Woot. Gets the elimination there. Benji Fishy similarly going to be taken down. Juicy holding back Pillar now can make his exit. Woot does manage to find one as Spring will fall. So Fat Baby able to go ahead and tuck back into Hall.
30 seconds
Self-protected. Riens and Boo now have to try to clutch this out. And there's the first step, but it's all down to Boo. Spike in hand, but position noted. Knows that he is going to be surrounded. Dodges the C's. Gets away from that, but as he pushes back forward, he will meet his demise. Wolves line with that orb take. Cosmic Divine available, and that's going to be committed immediately. We've got Spring here playing forward in front of this one to try to find some kills, and kills he shall find. Rien's wound, Benji Fishy, all just absolutely annihilated. That Hunter's Fury still available, and yet there is plenty to be happy about. Ooh, shoot that baby. I'm asleep at the wheel a little bit. The dimensional drift is Juicy flashing himself, trying to enter in towards Art. Just stomping around, dead. The spray out from Spring finds him while you falls, but it doesn't matter. Suddenly it's just Benji Fishy left. The Spike dropped here at the entrance to the A site, and he only has a stinger.
I think they're going to be able to suss this out pretty quick. Juicy just cleared Art.
The desk was talking about 4v5 conversions earlier on.
30 seconds left.
This is going to be a hell of a one for Wolves to find, to get themselves 8-4 at the half. Another. He's had connected, but Benji able to wait that one out. He's waiting to try to see if he can find a moment to strike the Tyler. However, will scout him out. Move for the Sheriff.
30
off
seconds
screen,
left.
finding YU as shock darts get lobbed in, and Juicy falls down to 60. All right, now, a little bit contained. Miniboo goes up over the top of screens, finds that kill, but Juicy trades it back. Two eliminations going to be found. Now it's just Juicy, Lysor. 130 health between the two of them. The plant now coming through. Woot down to
10
22.
seconds left.
Any damage from the Ghost basically will be able to find an elimination there, but who was going to be the first target, the first point of contact, and Juicy is able to win it out.
Player standing.
Puts himself alone. Swings, somehow catches Benji Fishy! And now it's just the Jet with no HP to speak of.
Fake teleport.
As he looks for the ace, and he will fight!
It's a very popular gun.
It's just a double push up here. They haven't confirmed or heard this Marshall at all. Miniboo makes it sing. Miniboo try to find a bit more value here. Has to clear the Prowler. They know his spot, and that's going to be Spring, taking him down. 4v4, but weaponry not really to their advantage whatsoever unless Woot can come up with some absolutely insane shots with that Sheriff. YU potentially in a poor spot. Pressure getting ready to fly through. And yeah, you're TPing right where you were standing already. Rien's not going to fall for that old trick. Collects the kill. Outlaw not going to be the greatest weapon to try to get the retake going, but they look at Overwhelm. And Overwhelm they have.
Last player
As
standing.
it's back-to-back shots to the skull. Lights are down to 10. He will take it down to 2 remaining players, but Team Heretics, they will take the thrifty win.
Heretics didn't quite catch the Wolves, but right idea, wrong time.
Gonna try to lock them in position there. It's straightforward, and YU unable to escape. He's dead far too quickly. It's Benji Fishy ready for these players to come drifting out of that smoke, and Miniboo been able to get the plant down, get money from that. Instead, it's just gonna drift into Art and not be ready for Benji Fishy to be on a deeper angle. So Kill gets his exit out of the dimensional drift. Both players now contained here into Halls. Splash is gonna be exchanged. Springs able to find one. Juicy looking to go ahead and get this second elimination. Sends it on the corner, and Miniboo eats the whole damn thing. Spring maybe having a pretty solid idea about where a jet with an operator would like to go, and well, he'll find out the hard way that he was correct. Looking for the quick little scope in there. He was trying to reposition. Well, just throwing forward onto the side. Benji going to be taken down though. Is YU peeks down towards that B site through the connector. Comes away.
Pinged it out.
Probably not the spot that you would expect him to fall back into. But Boo still does get the check. Takes a double take, but same. It's all the info here for his teammates. Trying to send the flashes, drops out of this one, but he's just trying to wide swing, and Baby says absolutely not, doesn't give him the opportunity. Woot still does manage to go ahead and swing around the pillar. Find the shot, remaining. Spring flushed out through the smoke. So it all comes down to Lysor. Who will swiftly dispatch. As narrow margin to try to find that shot. Lysor actually trying to hold this angle. Woot just disrespects it. Goes out, finds the kill. And Juicy's just gonna get sprayed down by Rienz. The wheels are coming off now as Heretics.
Yeah, and they're trying to spread out a little bit. They're gonna give up this space a little bit intentionally, and that's a good shot for Woot.
It is. Benji, of course, does have the shorty behind here, just ready to play off his own trip. One going out, the rush coming through. Shabbat able to find it, but it's still gonna be a good amount of damage. Delta's weapon gets recovered. Rienz gets taken down. Suddenly, sights open up. Woot's still here, though. Basically shoulder to shoulder with him. The peek on the angle. Lysor instantaneous with a headshot. That Sheriff coming up huge. Miniboo drops down, finds one, gets out.
Good there. Oh, you gonna guess?
Seems like no. Oh, he got him! Spring! Hadrian's clear the haunt. While you swinging, it's gonna be at a disadvantage. Luke is able to go ahead and come away with the kill. 4v5 now for Wolves. Needed if they want to get up to map point right here and now.
Seen some great positioning early in the rounds for Heretics, and that's a nice shot from Miniboo.
Swing out, Juicy. Dead. Hunter Spirit from Rienz. Coming away, absolutely.
Gonna get a rude awakening here in a second.
Boot on the push. Fake goes through. They'll confirm the position on the off. C's gonna be going in. Benji Fishy pushes forward. Mows down two. Neural Depth now going to get the ping reveal here. Spring is desperately trying to break through. The repeat here from Woot is able to find it. Rienz takes down Lysor, and that leaves just YU left standing now. The time is just not going to be there for him.
I have the spike.
Spike is
10
picked up.
seconds left.
It's just too precarious a position to try to make a play. So instead, he'll just hold on to the operator, or try to. As he falls down to 59. The push coming through from Boo off the flank, and somehow sees him. He's just lingering here within the cage. Benji on the opposite side. Smoke's obfuscating all. Boo finds the off-cut onto one, pushes the smoke. Shorty out, Lysor dead. Pops the bladestorm immediately. Tails went back up through B long. Repeats. Shot goes a little bit wide. Spring is able to collect one. Juicy back over at Halls.
Spike down B.
Finds the kills. It's just Miniboo left, but Spring will deny.
Just another great round off the back of that dimensional drift for
We're off to the races, it would seem. They're looking for a fight here over at A main, and YU comes alive and sits them down. Boo frantically backpedaling the Prowler on the chase. The spot out on Rienz over by Art. The Thorns and Stairs, they hold him back, they spray him dead through the smoke. As the spike gets planted, Wolves absolutely crank up the pace here on the round. 2v4. As the Nightfall gets the connection. And one for the Wolves. Disconnected into main. Their own Cosmic Divide going to be used. Wrap around coming through. Fat Baby trying to arrive over towards Art. The push-up coming through. And they're both shot dead. Spring maybe not going to be caught here in the trap, but good. Does end up hearing two players in that position. Paranoia through. YU going to be held at bay here for the moment as paint shells go through, and now they're once again going to have to put the crossover on towards this A side. The vulnerable there, bounding forward. Lysor able to find the first. Juicy gets a second. Benji, Fishy, and Rienz have been flushed out. Weapons upgraded time. Ticking down, but still plenty.
10 seconds left.
Get the spike in play. 3v4 now for the retake with Miniboo. Down to 22, back turn, and YU now striking on the flank. Spots out another one, goes unpunished. Boo desperately trying to get himself over towards the site to spray into the smoke. Not finding much, but Boo comes away with a second kill. Right clicks here, able to find them as Juicy gets himself a 3K.
3 ends. That's the only buy-up this time around for Heretics. Marshall.
He's dead over at the A side of the map. Some noise to be made. Paranoia going to be sent. Prowler getting a catch onto one. Swing out. Spike
down.
here in the hands of this player. Going to get dropped, but Lysor swinging around the side. Gets a fadeaway shot onto Benji Fishy with the final bullet. Push forward, looks for a little bit more, but will be Spring to take it away. 2 cap going to be in there on the entry. Paint Shell's locked in. Boombot similarly to try to scout. Doesn't want to try to push this angle towards Baby Door with the judge in hand. Many able to find one, but Spring does get rid of Boot, so a trade on the fades at the end of it all. Spike now planted 4v4. Couple players though tagged up quite low on the side of Wolves.
This Judge still in play. Right around the corner.
Smoke going to be cycled in. Spring going to be taken down. Juicy does manage to find one. Lysor gets the other player, Baby Door. Now it's just a double approach. Get through the connector, Lysor. Oh, they're just getting spammed out through the smoke. The push forward. Benji going to be good for 2 as he does find YU, but Juicy with a...
And it is just another hot start on the attacker side for Juicy. He has been a world...
Oh my goodness. Spring. Looking for a little bit more. Does find some damage. They're still going to try to just shove forward, overwhelm, and eventually they will be able to do so. YU is going to stop them from getting value off of his fallen comrade's weapon. It's a kill onto one, gets a spot onto Woot, still swings out for the challenge, looking for the kill, will not be able to find it. Rienz trying to hold things down here at C, but it's just too much opposition.
And trying to open themselves up for a pivot, but I like the way Heretics is maneuvering to try to cut this off.
Showstopper up and over the top, dodging this out, and Rienz out into the open, just no way to escape. Juicy finds the kill, Benji Fishy, however, plays forward into the smoke, gets a catch on the Lysor, looking for this backstab play. They're suspicious about it, but do they have the read? They're going to try to double clear him. They nearly line up. In the end, the trade is there, 3v3. The health advantage in the hands of Wolves.
Not much util to speak of. A couple blast packs and a haunt.
I'll find you.
Benji can find one. It would give him a lockdown. Hate to have to commit that here. Won't get the opportunity. Builds up the ultimate in depth.
See if they're just going to commit.
Uncleared.
Oh.
Sees nade, and that is just Rienz dead to rights. No way to escape. Juicy, a bad spot. Does get vulnerable. Does not get away from that Nanoswarm. Benji Fishy now re-swinging around the back. The peel off a second kill, but eventually is going to be flushed out. Spinning was similarly going to be taken down. Spring still standing, still delivering. Turn set up over the top.
Cover going out.
Paranoia is not going to connect. And YU is instantaneous with a headshot.
Success on that.
Prowler going to be cleared. Up and over the top goes Juicy, and Benji Fishy will be able to sit him down. Entry power taken out of their hands here. So that is the
bit towards B a bit.
Mini Boo, though, with the retuck, gets himself on the side. They're going to try to go for the 90-degree clear outs. Can't find either of them. Mini Boo, Heretics.
Not going to fall for the detain bait.
This has dropped the pit. YU just hits it straight onto Rienz, so even if the pit hadn't already fallen, certainly would have now.
Oh, and they dodged the Nightfall too. They had backed out a mound.
But now that they've dodged that, that could force the pivot from Heretics. They might take this as false information. Boo up and over the top. Spike is going to be brought over towards this side, it would seem. As it's just going to be a TP into the site to get the plant down, and Spring
30 seconds left.
flushes out Boo. Benji and Wu, in all likelihood, should just try to go for the save here. Looks like Wu will at least take a peek.
One enemy remaining.
He will be noted and dealt with at the door. Benji Fish. Ultimately, they're going to be happy with that. Smoke about to dissipate. Boo going to try to cycle this one back through. Is Nightfall going to be committed on to B? Quick little pick out. Boo comes away with 2. Spring and YU both going to... Smoke going to be coming through. Juicy pressured here from multiple angles now. Fights back in, finds the first, tries to look for a little bit more. Was trying to go for a 180 flick, but on this angle, if he swings out, shots flying his way. It's the smoke set up to push into the smoke, and Fed maybe unable to find the shots, and they know exactly where the Omen is at. Push forward, Woot winning out the fight. 3 players surviving. Heretics find their second round win.
Yeah, just Boo this time, taking matters into his own hand over at A Rubble. for the side of Wolves. Another big A contest here.
Uh-oh, this time, Wolves not quite ready for it. Sees Nate gets the...
Right on the other side there for this double stack.
Alarm bot cleared. Spots them both out. Finds the first, finds the second. Showstopper gonna be sent. And that's gonna be Spring.
30
YU
seconds
dead
left.
simultaneously. Tuck around the corner here. See Fat Baby now in a 1v3.
No way.
1-7-3 here at the moment. Swings in, spots the first, tries to get the transition, cannot do so. Sees grabbing him, trying to pull him in a little bit deeper, but Spike just cannot be planted fast enough.
Things a little bit slower. See if they can find their open space on the map. Uh-oh.
They went from reading these to disrespecting them and being...
And a thorn in their side.
Creep across, Nano gonna be sent out. He's gonna be able to find lights at the same time. Benji Fishy holding down this seaside.
Out at the beginning of the round a little bit. You know, I know there that maybe you think you're safe. Oh, hold the phone.
They'll be able to find a little kill here onto Woot, but throw position here. As a showstopper now going to be invested. Some damage going to be suffered, but Rien's still able to find one before getting taken down. Nobody detained. Nightfall out in response. That's going to connect onto absolutely everyone here on the side of Wolves. As many people goes chasing forward, gets himself here on the site, and they don't know what's hitting them. A blink and you miss it retake.
Smoke there, slowing them down.
Nano going to be lobbed in here as they try to go for the entry. Prowler just block out some of these bullets though. YU forced to reposition. Milk can take it down. Woot sends that around the bend. Minnie Boo going to eat even more damage, now down to 18. The kills still not yet being found. Lineup is there though, Juicy finding two. Pushes forward into the smoke. Who able to flush him out. Lysor now all alone. Gets the reload off the smoke. Gone. Tries to line it up. Finds the headshot. But needs to go for the stick here. Tries to go for the turn. Benji Fishy is going to try to just jump shot him here with a ghost. He's just able to make it happen.
Yeah, now you know.
Well, yep. Got the re-reveal. There's the old C's nade, and Lysor's dead. Overkill? Maybe, but still able to go ahead and block that one in. Root on entry, right click to the face, not going to be able to find the elimination. As it's just going to be Juicy left alone. And jiggle out, he'll get one charge no matter what. And he'll get it in a kill as he keeps himself alive. Flawless round here.
But right at the door is the Nano and the alarm bot here for Wolves.
So he's going to be avoided as YU and Spring able to find one apiece. Solid Circle trying to shut down a bonus conversion, but they're not ready for Boo to be here. Paranoia not going to connect though, and Spring will mow down the remainders. Find it. Same Nano lineup up and over the top. Looking for the setup here as the showstopper gets pulled and Minnie Boo's immediately dealt with. Response, however, from his big brother. Moves forward into the smoke. Paranoia going to be good for two players. Bounce around the corner. Showstopper now going to be sent. Knows that he's going to be close. Finds the kill. Another paint shell built up. Sent, thrown here at his feet. And Juicy absolutely demolishes. Phantom and a Vandal in hand here for Heretics. Yes. Oh, TP forward, Boo. Noted and dealt with. Lysor able to just go ahead, come to fruition, taps the door. We still have Spring hovering nearby to try to watch that. Benji re-wrapping as Lysor able to find one. Does eventually get flushed out. The Vandal finding value. Rans comes away with a kill. Minnie Boo up and over the top of rope. Finds a kill there as Spike plant going to be interrupted. And now it's on the floor. Spring going absolutely monstrous. A tap of the plant. The time. It's just not there. It's already over. YU has to do nothing. Paranoia locks him in position. Hasn't seen anything though. The gun barrel just on the side. The swing in. Minnie Boo wins the fight. The B site here almost for the taking, but YU on the re-peek. Catches the enemy raise there. As Lysor says, all right, I'll just reposition. TP's towards upper, joins in alongside Fat Baby. Spring finds one. Benji Fishy going to be taken down. Two of the remaining players here inside of the pit. Push around in from behind, looking to try to find the Viper, and they found him. Just Boo now to try to clutch it out. Push on the smoke, and he cannot find it. YU with covering fire.
My ultimate is ready.
Allows them to...
I thought maybe he might get the timing there. They weren't guessing initially in the right direction, but YU spins on a dime.
And Miniboo's dead off the rip. The C8 combo doing wonders. Lysor will get caught as Boo. Here the Prowler, good spam out. Reading that spot behind the tree. Juicy does act. Woot desperately trying to get a breakthrough. YU at the same time has arrived, has a lockdown, but might not want to commit it into the round quite just yet. Plant coming in, Spring, trying to run this down, trying to get the interrupt, is unable to do so. But to try to isolate, but it's just too many targets. 4 players alive, Heretics. Just YU back through the defender spawn, everybody else pushing forward in towards A lobby. Benji Fishy gonna be good for one, the Paranoid connecting, holding down M1, runs out of bullets, swaps over onto the Classic, gets a right-click kill. Juicy will be able to put him down. Weapon now scooped up. This Prowler will go on the chase, but with the drop down, Miniboo finds the kill, spots out the other.
Remaining.
And it's going to be 2 easily delivered eliminations. So YU is going to try to drift out of this poison orb, but doesn't quite have vision. Showstopper
30 seconds left.
sent out here from Miniboo. There's answering Showstopper going to be set, but Miniboo, he's ahead of the curve on this one. Juicy taken down, lockdown's gonna be exchanged here on both sides. Fed Baby able to find one. The spray on the Odin, only gonna be good for a singular kill. Woot dead, but Spring still playing forward here. Rotates around the back and catches Boo unaware.
The time.
The detain is there, but the time is certainly not. Benji Fishy just now picks it up, but the round was already done and done. For the opportunity, the chance to try to then take us to Ascent. Nanoswarm's coming through. Miniboo gonna be getting cooked as Yuko is able to find 2. Fed Baby finds Rienz. It's just
giving him the opportunity to find any freebies.
Either side with much util, but Miniboo dead. Benji Fishy, 10 HP versus 3. 30 seconds. Even with a pivot onto the B side, they're gonna be able to rewrap. He's gonna try to fake it out, but they have a numbers advantage. Juicy scaling forward, makes some noise. Benji Fishy hears it, and he cannot make it happen. 13-9, 2-0 fashion.